Hi, and welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Lauren Nelson.
And I'm Dean O'Lally. Today we're coming to you from the famed fried chicken place in Okarche, and of course we're talking about Ishans.
This spot on 2nd Street is just about a 45-minute drive from Oklahoma City, and folks do not mind making it. The fried chicken brings them in the door by the dozens, with the most popular times being the weekends, of course. We'll give you a taste of what's on the menu throughout the show.
But first, as we stand here in the oldest bar in Oklahoma, we do bring you news of something entirely new.
Never seen here in the Sooner State, sea turtles. Julie Chen shows us where we can see them and how they ended up here.
I would describe it amazing and beautiful and the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Welcome to Sea Turtle Island, a light, bright slice of the Caribbean you'll now find inside the Oklahoma Aquarium.
It's amazing and awesome. And it's a big and huge.
It's also the new home for these two 300-pound loggerhead turtles.
Sea turtles are all threatened or endangered, and so you don't say, let's have a sea turtle exhibit and go take them from the wild. That's not allowed. They have to be injured or unable to go back to the wild for some reason. So these were turtles that could not go back to the wild. So we've had them safe behind the scenes for about 10 years.
This 56,000-gallon saltwater tank now houses the turtles, along with reef sharks and tropical fish.
People always ask, could we have baby turtles here? Not with these two boys. They're brothers, and they are just loving the new exhibit.
And there's lots to love. You'll find 3 viewing levels so that no matter where you are, you're able to see this underwater world.
Well, they were awesome. The sea turtles, I kind of liked them. And I wanted to go inside the water and touch them.
While you can't exactly do that, there is an opportunity for big kids and little to get a closer look.
It also has an underwater observation station that kids can crawl into so they see the turtles swimming right in front of their face. And it has a whole facade that looks like you're in a beachside village, so it's a whole experience.
And of course, like everything at the Oklahoma Aquarium, this exhibit isn't just fun. You're going to learn something here too.
Did you know that sea turtles can lay a lot of eggs? They can lay 100 eggs.
Here's one thing that threatens them, pollution.
Sea turtles can breathe air. So one of the really interesting things in this exhibit, which I found out working in here really late at night one night, is they make a big noise when they come up and take a breath. It's fascinating.
Sea Turtle Island. See it for yourself at the Oklahoma Aquarium.
This is a day I'll never forget.
I think every kid in Oklahoma could come see these magnificent animals.
Your adventure on Sea Turtle Island is included with aquarium admission. And stay tuned because the aquarium is already working on its next big project. In Jenks, I'm Julie Chen, Discovering Oklahoma.
Now, we were told that the turtles were injured and then they were rescued, and we were also told that they would not survive if returned to the ocean.
You can find out more about a visit to the aquarium in Jenks on their website. They're open 10 to 6 every day except Tuesdays, when admission goes until 8 p.m.
Now, I feel that that is definitely something you need to put on your Oklahoma bucket list.
I agree, and this next exhibit is something that's coming to a close very soon. Lisanne Anderson shows us some beautiful art on display at the Chickasaw Cultural Center in Sulphur.
Here at the Chickasaw Cultural Center, we have a new exhibit called A Pieza Noche, which means a place to see quilts. So in this particular area, you're going to find over 20 quilts made from various Chickasaw people.
From full-sized quilts to quilt squares, even patterns, everything in this display at the Chickasaw Cultural Center tells a story.
This particular quilt was actually started in around 1907 and then was worked on from a great-grandmother to what was then someone's grandmother, then mother, and then given to Chickasaw citizen Betsy Childs. So that was one of the special quilts that have been passed down and worked on through 3 different generations.
From the intricate hand stitching to the colorful patterns, the team members at the Cultural Center are happy to share the history with you. when you visit.
This is the quilt that actually was signed by various preachers who were on the Jesse circuit. So that meant in the Jesse circuit itself, there was certain churches that they went to preach at, and a quilt was designed and then the signatures placed on this.
Our Chickasaw elders, of course, made the quilts as a necessity to keep warm for years, but now they're also used as a way to teach, keep our culture alive, even as a way to teach us our language.
This is the language quilt that we see here. This is just magnificent. Of course, we have a lot of Chickasaw language. We have folks who help work on this, and then we have the names of those who are part of the language committee too.
Pronounce that.
Chickasaw Nation, which actually means to speak Chickasaw.
I'm working on that.
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
Vicki Penner is an award-winning author with the Chickasaw Nation. She also works with a quilt exhibit. She can show visitors exactly how our elders would have worked to put together those beautiful quilts.
This frame would be designed to be hung, to be hanging above a kitchen table or a bed where you could raise it and lower it when need to be.
So you keep the fabric tight. So you're not
You keep the tight, and then you're going to just keep sewing and sewing. And like you said a few minutes ago, there would be lots of ladies sitting around this table, everybody talking. We have coffee nearby, snacks, so it's a fun time.
And visitors to the exhibit say it just took their breath away.
Anybody that loves quilts ought to come down here to see this. I mean, they're beautiful, and we need to keep this type of art form alive and going. And some people do things that are so pretty that, you know, you just hang them on the wall. But there are things that can be handed down to our children and our children's children, and they tell a story.
These stories, told through quilts by our Chickasaw elders, will be on display at the Chickasaw Cultural Center in Sulphur through March 31st. Discovering Oklahoma, I'm Lisanne Anderson.
As Lisanne said, the display closes March 31st, so make your plans to head to Sulphur soon. They're open 10 to 5 every day but Sundays when they open at noon. Find out about other exhibits, admission, and special packages on their website.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma,
I like to call it our slice of Oklahoma heaven.
the sweet shop that will have you stopping by again and again.
We sell probably 130 dozen cookies a week, and pound cakes. We'll probably make 200 pound cakes a week.
And the little bakery that's turning out some of the best bread in Oklahoma.
For instance, if you taste my catfish, there's nowhere else you could go and have the same flavor. You have to come back here.
That's some fishtail. We'll put it to the test a little bit later right here on Discover Oklahoma. Great travel tips anytime, like Discover Oklahoma on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Well, when I think of a teacher that really influenced my life, I always think about my 7th grade coach at Byrd Junior High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma. His name is Ed Slyman. Frankly, he about shook the teeth out of my head, but said, you know, Clark, if you just straighten up just a little bit, you know, you're really a good kid and you could really become a leader.
And you're looking at what some call the best fried chicken in Oklahoma. And if you haven't figured it out yet, yes, we're at Ishan's in Okarche. And this is definitely one of those destinations that is worth the drive.
Yes, that's something that I really love to do. Drive and discover something unique or different. A good place to do that, the Steel Velvet Boutique in Chickasha. If you're interested in helping out local artists, then you should check out Steel Velvet because they've got lots of made in Oklahoma products. Everything from food and gifts to clothing for you and your kiddos.
I like to call it our slice of Oklahoma heaven.
Steel Velvet is located in downtown Chickasha. Owner Holly Fulton never dreamed of opening the boutique, but when the perfect opportunity came around, she stepped out and took a leap of faith.
It was
honestly not anything I'd ever thought about doing. After lots of thoughts and prayers and talking to my family and friends, I decided just to go for it.
Holly says it was important for her to support Oklahoma artists because of her background in agriculture.
It kind of stems back to growing up farming. We always supported each other and we always had each other's back. So I felt like with me owning the boutique, I really wanted to have local Oklahoma artists' backs and help them. We have everything from homemade candles made right here in Oklahoma. We have homemade bath salts and lavender sprays and mists, and we have jewelry. We have homemade popcorn from Gourmets, which is also made in Oklahoma as well. We have Munsters, which is made by Whitney Hansa in Lawton. She has the cutest little baby hats and bandanas and whatnot, and those are just a few of my favorite ones that we carry.
Steel Velvet has a unique variety of clothes, jewelry, and accessories too.
I kind of have a unique sense of style, so you'll find anything from very trendy and like boho to just very southern and classic as well. So it's kind of like a mixture of everything. There's not just like one thing in here. We just recently received Diff Eyewear. That's one of my favorite, hands down. Anytime you buy a pair of sunglasses, you're giving somebody in Africa a free pair of glasses and an eye exam. We also carry Mantra Band, which is one of my favorite lines of jewelry in the world. They're really inspiring sayings on the bracelets.
So if you're interested in supporting local Oklahoma artists, or if you need an outfit, shoes, or accessories for you or your kiddos, come to Steel Velvet. Steel Velvet is located at 416 Chickasaw Avenue. A heads up, they're closed on Sunday and Monday, open 10 to 6 during the week and 10 to 2 on Saturday. If you want more information, just hit them up on Facebook.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma.
We have like gumbo, jambalaya, red beans and rice, our famous fried catfish, our fried chicken.
And the menu reads like New Orleans, but it's right here in Oklahoma, the Southern-style restaurant that's packing them in, coming up.
Their sourdough bread is good, their buns are good, their rye bread's delicious. There's just so much.
Plus the bakery in Tulsa that just may be the secret to so many sandwich shop success stories. We're headed there next when Discover Oklahoma continues.
Open 7 days a week, 365 days a year, Oklahoma's great state parks are stocked with summertime adventures. Suit up and cool off in a lake or river. Hike the trails, dig for treasures, or play around on our unique courses. On weekdays, you can stay and play starting at $75. You get 1 night of lodging, a round of golf, and a sleeve of golf balls. Get package details at travelok.com/SP deals and come see for yourself.
Oklahoma Today magazine brings you stunning photography and authentic award-winning stories of home from Oklahoma. The only magazine that covers the entire state, Oklahoma Today showcases what we love about Oklahoma, bringing to you the very best of its people, places, culture, history, and of course, its legendary food. This holiday season, give the gift of Oklahoma Today to family and friends for just $14.95. Visit tvoffer.oklahomatoday.com.
The Rhythm and Roots Music Trail is your front row seat to excitement. Hit the road to explore rock, blues, country, all of Oklahoma's rich music heritage. Order your free guide at travelok.com.
Another look around the oldest bar in Oklahoma that now serves some of the best fried chicken, Ishin's in Okarche. And we don't have to tell you, the food here is incredible.
They have cornered the market on chicken, so to speak, but up in Tulsa, there's a local family that I think may have found the key to baking the best bread around.
Jason Grubbs takes us to Farrell Family Bread in Tulsa.
Family Bread is baking tasty loaves nearly 24 hours a day out of this small shop in South Tulsa. The crew will usually do about 350 loaves on a light day. Sometimes it's 600 to 700.
We make a lot of the breads in the old world style. I mean, there are no preservatives in it. There are no additives. The majority of them are just flour, water, salt, and yeast.
You can pretty much find any bread you want, from challah to whole wheat pizza crust, burger buns to baguettes.
Our sourdough is probably one of our more popular breads, and it's a European style sourdough. We don't use any vinegar or any milk in the starter.
Their sourdough bread is good, their buns are good, their rye bread's delicious. There's just so much.
How good is the bread here?
It's wonderful. In fact, I'm almost glad I'm not this close to it.
Their bread is amazing. You know, it's funny, we buy this bread and eat it, and if I buy a loaf at the grocery store, it just sits on the counter.
Not only do you have all these breads to choose from, there's a lot of other little goodies you can pick up too, like Oklahoma grown pecans, walnuts, granola. Down here, butter with sea salt and hummus, whipped up right here in the store.
We sell probably 130 dozen cookies a week, and pound cakes. We'll probably make 200 pound cakes a week.
There aren't any shortcuts in the kitchen. Everything's from scratch, and the ingredients are kept as local as possible.
And all of our whole wheat flour is grown in one farm in Oklahoma, almost to the Panhandle in Fairview. Those are our hollow loaves that are in there baking now. And then below it are the pumpkin cranberry loaves.
As you can imagine, the smell of fresh bread baking in the oven is pretty much heaven. The toughest decision is which one to take home.
Panettone, the Oklahoma wheat, maybe some sourdough, and I think the raisins, cinnamon raisins.
Sometimes it's best to buy them all. At Farrell Family Bread in Tulsa, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.
You will find Farrell Family Bread in dozens of Oklahoma restaurants and for sale at many grocery stores in the state, or you can check out their baking schedule on their website and head to the bakery at 81st and Yale in Tulsa.
Up next on Discover Oklahoma.
It's just all around good food. I mean, I did try the fried chicken, the catfish. The fried catfish is good. I did try a couple of the po' boys.
Cajun cooking right here in Oklahoma. We'll show you where to find it when Discover Oklahoma continues.
The Oklahoma Travel Guide is filled with festive events and iconic attractions, outdoor wonders, and the hottest places to eat and stay. It's the perfect roadmap to unforgettable adventures. Order your free Oklahoma Travel Guide today at travelok.com.
Open 7 days a week, 365 days a year, Oklahoma's great state parks are stocked with summertime adventures. Suit up and cool off in a lake or river. Hike the trails, dig for treasures, tour the caverns, or settle in under the stars. Book your stay at a cozy state park cabin or lodge. Check in Sunday or Monday and get your fourth night absolutely free. Get all the details at travelok.com/spdeals and come see for yourself.
Map out your next adventure in the Oklahoma Outdoor Guide. Discover amazing natural treasures, cozy campsites, cabins and lodges, unforgettable activities, and more. It's all in the free Oklahoma Outdoor Guide. Get yours at travelok.com.
Truthfully, the teacher that probably shaped me the most was Angus McIntyre. And he would say, you don't get praise for doing what you're supposed to do, because you're supposed to do it. You get praised for doing more than you're supposed to do, which was probably the most important lesson that I ever learned. And you know, as a parent, you always hope you're going to be that person that imparts these great lessons to your kids, but thank goodness we get lots of help raising our kids from people like Angus McIntyre.
The Rhythm and Roots Music Trail is your front row seat to excitement. Hit the road to explore rock, blues, country, all of Oklahoma's rich music heritage. Order your free guide at travelok.com.
And the waving wheat
Kiss your smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain.
we know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand.
And when we say, we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
Welcome back to Ishans in Okarche, a spot visited by so many famous Oklahomans over the years.
It's a short drive to get here from Oklahoma City, just about 45 minutes or so.
Now, as great as the chicken is here, they've got nothing on some folks in Midwest City when it comes to Cajun cooking. Come with me now to a place called C'est Bon.
There's so much fascinating history that surrounds Cajun food. It is indeed a celebrated cuisine, and you can find out why that is by dining at C'est Bon in Midwest City. Owner and executive chef Ken Mills.
We have like gumbo, jambalaya, red beans and rice, our famous fried catfish, our fried chicken. We have oysters. We have po' boys, which is a sandwich on like a hoagie bread. We have the shrimp, oysters. We have roast beef. We have cochon de lait, which is a slowly roasted pork on our sandwiches.
Trained in New Orleans, Ken opened in this location in 2014. Now there's a C'est-Bon in Del City, and he has a food truck.
What I bring is something unique, definitely New Orleans, and you have to taste the food to see. It's very distinctive. I have all the New Orleans flavors in my cooking. Take, for instance, the po' boy bread. I fly in from New Orleans. It comes in 3 times every week, so the taste is there. It's I use a bakery that's been in business for over 200 years. So yes, I'm very, very proud of what I do. I use fresh ingredients wherever I can. My food is always fresh. So I'm just elated that, you know, what my passion turns into what people really like.
And his customers just keep coming back.
The season is good, and it's a lot different. And I've been knowing Ken for 5 or 6, 7 years. So wherever he goes to cook, where I can sit down and eat, I'll be there.
A lot of people come from Tinker because Tinker's close here. The Midwest City area has been phenomenal. So has been Del City. And then we do, like I said, a lot of catering to the offices. So I'm very, very happy about what we're doing.
Ken's passion for cooking is quite apparent. He created all of his own recipes, and from all of his experiences he gathered while working in restaurants in New Orleans. He wanted to mix those flavors to come up with something unique.
For instance, if you taste my catfish, there's nowhere else you could go and have the same flavor. You have to come back here. And you know, in the business world, that's what you do. You try and create a niche where you stand out from everyone else. My fish is cut, is filleted, and is cut in strips, and then with lightly battered and then fried. So it's just unique. It's just unique, yes.
I like the flavors. It's just all around good food. I mean, I did try the fried chicken, the catfish. The fried catfish is good. I did try a couple of the po' boys. I mean, pretty much everything you get here is good.
So when I say flavorful, I cook in such a way that when it hits your palates, you kind of taste, okay, there's a little pepper here, there's that, and then there's always that little, I wonder what this is. Yes, and that's the that brings you back.
No matter where your next road trip takes you, the Discover Oklahoma Dining Guide will help you find a great place to eat. Just log on to our website, travelok.com, and click Request Free Brochures to get your copy.
And Dino, I have to point out, it's the chicken right here at Ishans that made the front cover of that dining guide.
Absolutely. We're very happy about that. And we do want to thank the folks here at Ishans for hosting us for this week's show.
A few things you need to know before you make the drive to Okarche. First, they don't take debit or credit cards, so stop off at the ATM for cash. Also important, they're closed on Sundays. If you'd like to find out about reservations for groups, head to the website.
And coming up next Saturday on Discover Oklahoma, we're getting a bird's eye view in a bed and breakfast. Find out how you can sleep up in the trees.
And one of the most unique shops in Oklahoma that's gaining national recognition. We're headed to American Hatfield next Saturday night right here on Discover Oklahoma.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.